What's the best way to visualize fractions clearly? Imagine trying to understand a puzzle with pieces that are all the same size but different shapes. Visualizing fractions is like fitting those pieces together to see the full picture. To do this effectively, the best method is to use shapes or objects divided into equal parts. For example, take a circle and divide it into 8 equal slices. Shading 3 slices instantly shows the fraction 3/8. This method makes it easy to see how much of the whole is shaded or highlighted. Using shapes like rectangles or circles helps make the idea of parts of a whole very concrete. When you divide a shape into equal sections, the denominator tells you how many parts the whole is split into, and the numerator shows how many of those parts are being considered. This visual link makes understanding fractions much simpler. Another great way is to use everyday objects like chocolate bars or collections of marbles. If you have a chocolate bar divided into 10 squares, and you eat 3, you can see exactly what part of the whole bar you've consumed. This makes fractions more relatable and less abstract. Number lines are also very helpful. By marking fractions on a line between 0 and 1, you can compare their sizes directly. For example, placing 1/2 and 3/4 on a line shows which is larger and how they relate to each other. It also helps in understanding improper fractions, which are greater than 1, by showing their position relative to whole numbers. Grids or arrays are useful too, especially when working with multiplication or division of fractions. Imagine a grid with for rows and for columns. Filling in a certain number of squares shows how fractions combine or split apart visually. This is especially helpful when visualizing operations like multiplying fractions or finding equivalent fractions. Using multiple visual tools together makes understanding fractions even clearer. For example, you can compare a shaded circle with a number line to see how they representing the same fraction differently. This variety helps learners see the concept from different angles and solidifies their understanding. In the end, the key is to keep the parts equal and the visuals simple. Shapes divided into equal sections, familiar objects, and number lines all work together to make fractions less confusing. They turn abstract numbers into tangible images, making learning more engaging and effective. So, the best way to visualize fractions clearly is to combine these methods, adjusting to what makes the most sense for each concept or problem you want to understand better.